Welcome back to what Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the M12. It's the Tier 7 American SPG, and this one's located on the northeast spawn of Glacier, under the command of Ramtuff of RTR. Now, Ramtuff is also in platoon with Zoe Balls, and Zoe is in the Black Prince, which is, I believe, where is it? There she is. And Zoe's off to head south, whilst Ramtuff is headed off into the trees for some cover. Now, he's got a 155mm howitzer of French design, and it's mounted on top of a chassis, an elongated chassis from an M3 Lee. Now, they built 100 of these. 40 were built in 1942, and the other 60 were built in 1943. Okay, so we're looking at the enemy now, and Ramtuff is aiming for a lurver over the other side of the map. Dialing in, fires a round in, and gets a hit on the lurver, a splash hit. But he's sliding back down the slope to find another firing position. It's not too long a reload, it's about 25-26 seconds, I believe. And he's now looking for his next target. So he's heading south down the perimeter road. We lost sight of that target. We've got a Pershing coming in for you now. This is a tier 9 game, and he's bottom tier Arty in top tier in the tier 9. So he's going to earn more XP because he will be firing at higher tier opponents. And he's reloading. And that FD4202 has taken considerable damage. Almost loaded, almost ready to go. Round out. It's good. And it lands right in front of the 4202. And unfortunately, it doesn't appear to have done any damage other than stun the opponent. Okay, the heavy tanks have made their way to the northwest corner. But at the moment, there appears to be more going on at the midline, in the middle of the map. And the first target's turned up in the south, and it's a standard B. It's an Italian medium. Dialing in. It's fired around behind it. Oh! Well, it hit the rock face right next door to the standard B, so it should have done some stun damage, maybe a bit of splash. But he got 65 hit points to splash, but he's picked up some stun assist, and it's Zoe who's actually hitting and punishing those enemy tanks. And then we've got a T20 down below, and we're almost loaded. Round out on T20, and that landed next to it and stunned it. So he's fighting it out both with the T20 and the T43 ahead of her. And the T20's dead. The Centurion got him. So we're now looking at that T43 and trying to help Zoe. Rounds loaded and rounds out. Direct hit. 233 hit points. Looks like it landed on the front of the vehicle, but we've lost sight of him temporarily. I'm sure Zoe will spot him very shortly. In the meantime, we're looking over to the west, and the reason for that is the enemy tanks have actually broken through, and they've managed to kill all of our defenders up on the northwest corner of the map. We do have some defenders still who can prevent the enemy from getting at us. There's the first of those enemy tanks, the lurver, the one we fired at earlier, and we're working out where he's going to go. Fire around in, and it stuns both the T30 and the lurver. It doesn't really do that much in the way of damage. Oh, the lurver goes down to the M40, M43. And the T29's gone around the corner. Unfortunately, he's in defilade. We can't hit him from this position. The rock face is in the way. Well, Zoe's managed to defeat the enemy tanks in the south, and she's making her way around to the enemy cap. There's still a standard B down there, though, funnily enough. He must have gone into the trees down below. And we've got a no-need target that we can hit. And we're working out where to put the shell. And it's a direct hit! Right on the turrets on the front, the boobies, as we call it. I think everybody calls it the boobies on the Oni. And he's immediately killed afterwards. So we picked up some stun assist. And unfortunately, we've also lost our 45 TP. Right, there's a Canonian Jagdpanzer right up on top on the aircraft carrier. There he is. And it would be quite a good shot to take him out, but it would certainly be useful. And the T-30 just fired at one of our tanks, I believe. And took a round in return as well. Right, we're going to go for that that Canonian Jagdpanzer right up on top of the aircraft carrier. Line up the shot. You can see the red line. Oh, no. Ramtuff's decided that the T-71DA in the centre is a more dangerous opponent, and he's going to go after him. Rounds out. Goes long. Explodes behind the T-71. Well, we're still 2 tanks up on the enemy, even after losing the tanks that went to the northwest corner. We seem to have defeated more around the enemy cap area and the on the southeast corner of the map. Go for the T-30, rounds out, lands right next door to him and leaves him on only 35 hit points. And the second shot went in from the M40 and finishes him off. So we picked up some stun assist. And the T-71 was killed by Zoe. She got a good shot on him from behind. And now we're looking at this FV4202. Now he's facing off against Zoe. Can we put a round into him to stop him? Lining up. Oh, we've got a bit of reticule bloom there because it's right at the edge of field of fire. He's low on hit points. And that's a direct hit that wipes him out. 69 hit points. And the standard B's been found. He wasn't in the southeast corner. He'd actually moved back to his enemy cap area. And we're trying to get a shot on him. Still reloading. Still 3 tanks ahead of the enemy now. We know where 2 of those tanks are. The other 2 are Arty. Well, at least the SU-100 was just seen. Oh, that was Zoe just going down to the standard B. Now we're looking for the enemy Arty there, I think, and doing a brief run. And there's one of them. It's the GW Tiger P, the Tier 8 German SPG, and we're just lining up a shot on him. Rounds out. Direct hit, but it's not enough to wipe him out. But he is killed a moment later by the Striv 1030. So we pick up some more stun assist. There's that standard B, and he's making his way around the south edge of the map. We get a shot? I think so. We're loaded now. Right, rounds out straight away. Not sure if that did any damage. There's the SU-100M1. He was just seen on that corner, so we know he's still there. And we know obviously one of the Artys has been killed, so that just leaves the M12 on the enemy team to wipe out. Ooh, that was a huge jump there. We knocked a tree over in the process, and we're relocating. Can actually be quite useful sometimes during maps, during games like this, to relocate away from the usual position. But don't go too close to the water, because Ramtuff is actually going close. You don't want to go closer than that boat, because if you do, you might break the ice and fall in. I know, because I've actually done it. I very much get the feeling that Ramtuff is taking up a new position, so he can attack that Su-100M1, and he's just killed our Centurion 7-1. Now, can we get a shot from here? No, we've got a red line. We've only got 2 rounds of standard ammo and 4 of premium HE. Now, the alpha damage of this 155mm is 700 hit points, but it can only penetrate 39mm. It looks to me like Ramtoff is going to shotgun anyone who actually comes around that corner. And from the way he's lined it up, I suspect that he thinks that the enemy is going to hug the side of the aircraft carrier. There he is. Oh, he's actually gone further north. Oh, we got to round into him, but he just hit our tracks in the return shot. So he's down to 45 hit points now. And he is a one-shot for anyone who can get a shot into him. And Ramtoff has just 1 round of HE left. Then he's into his premium ammo. Okay, he's loaded. Now, because it's a fixed... Oh, there it is. There he is. Light him up. And yes, good shotgun. 45 hit points. That's the last kill, because the other enemies have been killed. And that's the end of the game. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's a first-class tanker for Ramtoff in the M12. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 8. And a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see here that it was actually the Udes who managed to get the highest score in the game. 4,714 hit points of damage. He picked up a Brothers in Arms and a high caliber. Then we've got the T28 HTC, the Striv 103, and then we've got Ramtoff with 1,589 hit points. If we look further down the map, we can see Zoe managed to get 359 hit points, but she did get a kill out of that game. When it came to kills, it was Udes who scored 4. Then we had the M40, M43 managed to get 3, and he got a Brothers in Arms as well. And the Su-100 M1 that we killed managed to get 3 kills, but Ramtoff managed to get 2 out of that battle. Let's have a look at base XP. It was Udes again, 1,235 base experience points. Then came the M12 with 1,048, and finally the 45 TP with 790. Ramtoff fired 16 rounds during that battle. All of the 16 rounds were standard HE. Got 6 direct hits, 6 penetration, and 7 splash. Damage of 1,589 hit points, of which 1,220 were at more than 300 meters. He also received 1 hit, and that was a non-penetration. That came from the Su-100, and it went into the tracks, so obviously it protected him. And he damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did damage assistance, or stun assistance I should say, of 1,894 hit points off 11 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 45,177 credits, got 22,589 from personal reserve bonus, and 6,777 from completing the missions. So his total came to 74,543 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away 56,498 credits, and received 1 bond for the Confederate. On the XP side, earned 1,572 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 236 for completing the mission, and 1,572 for personal reserve bonus. Took away 4,952 altogether. So nice little Confederate there from Ramtoff, and good shotgun on that Su-100. They're difficult tanks to destroy, but he managed to outdo him in TD mode, and it worked fine. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that we'll be featuring in the next video.